the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears has had an outstanding season thus far, but some of it could be attributed to a phenomenal leader in the backfield. His name is Freeman. As a first-year starter, the junior quarterback has led his team to an 8-game winning streak, a Bishop's Trophy, and their 3rd consecutive conference championship.
When he has the opportunity to make a big play, he has done that, and done a great job of being just a hard-nosed, tough triple option quarterback.
He is overall, he's been a constant competitor. He competes no matter what he does.
However, throughout his triumph performances, unbelievable production, and extraordinary achievements on the field this year, Freeman has hurdled and endured over many life obstacles prior to getting here. But how did this amazing journey begin? Freeman's story began in the streets of the Bay Area, better known as Sacramento, California.
For the most part, I had fun. I'm the youngest of 7, so I ran around a lot, played, but then it's like a flip side to it too, because it was a lot of gang activity, a lot of drugs and stuff. So like, I got experience to a lot of other stuff too. But for the most part, I had fun.
Freeman's upbringing was pretty solid, but with countless amounts of struggles, his father had no other choice but to work as hard as he could to bring food into their home. At a very young age, his father tried to put him in sports year-round just to keep him off the streets. Eventually, he began to play baseball. But suddenly, as a result to his parents' separation, he induced in gangbanging and selling drugs. Until one day, his story took an unexpected turn. Something unforeseen occurred.
I was about 15 years old my sophomore year, and my best friend had got killed. And we had skipped school one day, and he just got killed in front of me and my brother.
His best friend was in a gang and was caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, shot and killed by a 15-year-old kid he knew. From this point on, he decided to do something positive, something that would motivate him, something that would change his life.
I just knew I had to take a different route than my brothers, my peers and stuff. I was pretty much going downhill, going down the bad road, and then kind of snapped out of it and decided to do something positive.
Freeman turned towards football, and with the help of his brother, his skills and potential allowed him to become a top prospect in the area.
He used to take me to go watch him play and stuff, and I'd go spend a night with him and stuff. So I pretty much knew I was going to be playing some type of sport in college.
In fact, by his senior year of high school, Freeman was offered by 10 different schools. But just like any other high school senior, a decision had to be made. He chose Army Academy.
I kind of let other people decide for me. I was listening to other people, like my family and stuff. They thought West Point's a real prestigious school. So they figured if I went there, my life would be set. I probably should have went with my gut feeling instead.
But this wasn't it. Freeman made stops at 3 different schools prior to LR. Before becoming a Bear, Freeman made detours at West Point, College of San Mateo, and Carson Newman.
Coming from across the world, how in the world did you choose Lenoir-Rhyne?
Well, for one, going to the military, doing all that boot camp stuff, it was a real culture shock. And I decided that's not how I wanted to live my life. I don't got an Army bone in my body, so and then at that time it was just hard for me to listen to authority, because I come from a background, I ain't had much discipline, so it was just hard. So for the most part, I was ready to go. I like traveling, I like seeing different things. I had some things on the table. I could have went to go play baseball in Virginia, and I had this option also. Coach Thompson had knew about me from my coach from Army, so they were linked up that way, because I had no idea about Lenoir-Rhyne.
There's I've got a friend that is the offensive coordinator at the United States Military Academy at West Point. And I called him up one day and I said, look, you know, in a couple of years we're probably going to have a quarterback situation. Do you know of any triple option quarterbacks out there? Because he was heavily involved in the recruitment of some of them. He said, well, I got this guy out in California. He said, give him a call. You know, he's at a junior college. He'll set you up with anybody that he's got. So I called out there. He said, you know, I do have this kid. He's a young man. He's Miles Freeman. He's came back to us. He was actually recruited by my buddy at West Point, and didn't work out at the military academy at West Point. He stayed at the prep school for a few weeks. And
I found myself working. I was working a job at Google, a security job, and I just didn't like the idea of working, so I just came to school.
During Freeman's first year at LR, he was ineligible. But when spring ball rolled around, he knew he had to prove himself and didn't give up his dreams of starting.
We tracked and charted and tried to keep up with every single thing we could with the performance of each quarterback throughout preseason camp. And it just came out where Miles was ahead in the competition at the end of the preseason camp.
Freeman is a true example of a player who wanted something so bad that he would work hard to get it. It is evident that Miles Freeman has proven that he is a man of integrity who has persevered through many obstacles and life tribulations.
Finally, in your final words, who is Miles Freeman?
He's one of the most genuine, upfront, good and bad players that I have.
I think Miles is a very intelligent, very competitive, very passionate young man.
He will tell you exactly what he thinks, when he thinks it, and I love it.
I feel like I'm a young hyena, like a young hyena, like whatever. Like if I get an opportunity, like that's all I need sometimes. Like I just need an opportunity. Like anything in my way, I devour. Like I'm just, I don't know. I feel like an animal sometimes. So however the world takes that, they could take it. That's just my mind state.
As you can see, I'm standing on the practice field of the beautiful Moret Stadium, where the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears have shed their blood, sweat, and tears throughout their entire season. The Bears has finished with yet another conference championship ring. The team is headed to the second rounds of the playoffs on November the 30th, but unfortunately without Miles Freeman. On November the 2nd, against Carson Newman, Freeman suffered a severe injury that resulted in him being out for the remainder of the season. But with his drive and determination, next year he will bounce back. Asia Wilson, LR TV News.